If you are relying on a standard camouflage tarp or hiding in a simple foxhole to escape a modern thermal drone, you are not just making a mistake, you are signing your own death warrant. Let S be brutally honest right from the start. That drone hovering thousands of feet above isn't looking for a person in the traditional sense. It doesn't care about your camouflage pattern. It is hunting for a mathematical anomaly. It is a flying computer scanning for contrast in a world of cold data. Imagine the drone's perspective. It sees a monochrome landscape, a stark, cold canvas of greys and blacks representing the 60-degree soil and the 50-degree air. In that sea of cold, your body is a blazing 98.6-degree beacon of white light, screaming for a hellfire missile. The fundamental error most survivalists make is thinking the sensor sees heat. It doesn't. It sees the difference. It sees the delta between you and your environment. Your simple tarp isn't hiding you, it's acting like a projection screen, absorbing your body heat and glowing slightly dimmer than you, but still creating a massive, obvious geometric shape that nature never produces. The enemy is contrast, and to defeat an enemy that sees the invisible, you must master the invisible weapons it uses against you, the 3 fundamental laws of thermodynamics. You cannot bargain with physics, you must beat them. The first law is radiation. This is the primary killer. Your body is a biological engine that constantly sheds infrared radiation, invisible waves of energy that travel at the speed of light. Thermal cameras are specifically tuned to detect this frequency. You can't stop your body from producing it, but you must stop it from escaping. The second law is conduction. This is heat transfer through direct contact. If you lean against a cold rock wall, you feel the chill because your warmth is bleeding into the stone. Conversely, if your body touches the walls of your shelter, your heat conducts straight through the material to the outer surface, heating it up and lighting it up for the drone like a lantern. The third law is convection, the heat carried away by moving air. This is the only factor most amateurs address. They put up a windbreak, stop the breeze, and think they are safe. They have only stopped the wind, but they are still a radiant beacon conducting heat directly to their cover. To build a true ghost shelter, a structure that effectively deletes you from the thermal spectrum, you must build a prison for all 3 forms of heat. We are not just digging a hole, we are engineering a thermal void. Let's begin the construction. Starting from the inside out, tackling the physics 1 layer at a time. We start with the excavation. You need a low-profile dugout. Do not build high. Height casts shadows and catches wind. Dig just enough space to exist comfortably. Once the earth is removed, we install the most critical component, the one that fights the biggest threat, your own radiation. Layer 1. The radiant mirror. We are using a heavy-duty Mylar emergency blanket. But here is the secret that 90% of people get wrong. The placement is counterintuitive. In a survival situation where you want to stay warm, you wrap it around you. But here, we are lining the inside of our shelter walls with it. And crucially, you must face the shiny, reflective side inward towards your body. The goal at this stage isn't to hide from the drone yet. It is to manage your internal signature. That Mylar surface acts as a near-perfect mirror for long-wave infrared radiation. It captures 90% to 95% of the heat radiating off your skin and reflects it right back into the hole. This prevents that thermal energy from ever touching the outer layers of your shelter. You are effectively containing your own thermal signature at ground zero. Think of it as a thermos bottle for your body heat, keeping the heat in so the outside stays cold. However, containment creates a new problem. The air inside your Mylar cocoon will rapidly heat up. Mylar is thin. It has 0 insulation value. If that warm Mylar touches the structural roof of your shelter, the heat will conduct straight through via contact. The drone will see a warm square on the ground. This brings us to the second, and perhaps most technically difficult layer to execute correctly. Layer 2. The thermal break, the dead air gap. This is where physics meets craftsmanship. You need to separate your radiant barrier from your outer shield. We do this by creating a dead air gap. Using light sticks, cordage, or even carefully placed stones, you must prop up the next layer of your shelter at least 6 to 8 inches above the mylar. Why 6 inches? Because you need a pocket of trapped, unmoving air. Air, when it isn't moving, is one of the best insulators known to man. It is a terrible conductor of heat. This gap acts as a buffer zone. Without it, the heat from inside would simply find the path of least resistance, bridge the gap, and heat up your roof. Constructing this frame requires attention to detail. Do not use metal wire which conducts heat. Use natural cordage or paracord. Ensure the mylar is pulled taut but does not touch the support beams of the roof layer. If the mylar sags and touches the roof, you have created a thermal bridge, and the entire system fails. The dead air gap must be absolute. It is the invisible wall that stops conduction dead in its tracks. Layer 3, the thermal sponge, the cold roof. With the radiant heat trapped by the mylar and the conductive heat stopped by the dead air gap, you have solved the internal problem. But you are not invisible yet. Some heat will inevitably leak. To neutralize this final signature, you need a cold roof. This is your third layer, a heavy, dense mass of material that acts as a thermal sponge. We are talking about at least 12 to 18 inches of packed soil, thick sod, or dense forest duff. Do not skimp here. The job of this layer is not insulation. The air gap below handled that. The purpose of this thermal mass is to achieve perfect temperature equilibrium with the surrounding ground. Here is the physics. Any stray warmth that manages to sneak through the air gap gets soaked up by this massive layer of earth. Because the mass is so large, the heat dissipates evenly within it, never reaching the surface to form a hot spot. To an overhead thermal imager, the roof of your shelter must read exactly the same temperature as the ground 3 feet away. It must be a seamless patch in the thermal landscape. Contextual adaptation, the snow and desert variables. The original blueprint works for temperate forests, but what if you are in extreme environments? This is where amateurs get caught. In deep snow, snow is an excellent insulator, but it betrays you in 2 ways. First, if your roof is warm, the snow melts, changing its density and temperature compared to the surrounding snowpack. This creates a thermal scar. Second, fresh snow is incredibly cold on the surface. If your shelter leaks even a fraction of a degree more heat than the ambient air, you will glow. The fix: in snow, double the dead air gap to 12 inches. Do not let the mylar layer get anywhere near the snow roof. You need absolute separation to prevent the melt ring effect. In the desert, the challenge here is inverted. During the day, the sun heats the ground to 100+ degrees. Your body is cooler than the ground, creating a cold spot anomaly. At night, the desert floor flashes cold rapidly while you stay warm. The fix: in the desert, depth is your ally. You must dig deeper. Use the sand's immense thermal mass to stabilize the temperature. You are not just hiding your heat, you are using the earth to average out the temperature swings, keeping your signature flatline day and night. Shape discipline, the art of chaos. Let's assume you have built a thermodynamically perfect shelter. It is freezing cold on the outside. You are safe, right? Wrong. Technology doesn't just see heat, it sees patterns. Optical sensors and AI-driven pattern recognition algorithms are trained to spot non-natural geometry. Nature creates chaos, humans create order. We build in straight lines, perfect 90-degree angles, circles and squares. A perfect square of cold earth in the middle of a chaotic forest floor stands out just as much as a heat source. It looks artificial. It looks like a bunker. You must practice shape discipline. This is not just throwing a few leaves on top. It is the deliberate engineering of chaos. Break the edges. Never leave a straight edge on your roof. Use fallen branches to create jagged, random lines that extend beyond the actual footprint of your shelter. Disrupt the plane. A flat roof reflects radar and looks unnatural. Bale debris, clumps of sod and rocks in uneven mounds to create shadows and texture. Match the texture. If the forest floor is 70% pine needles and 30% dead leaves, your roof must match that ratio exactly. You are not just hiding, you are cloning the environment. The goal is to destroy the hard shadows cast by geometric shapes and blend your outline into the random noise of the terrain. Your shelter should not look like a pile of brush. It should look like nothing. Thermal discipline, managing the biological engine. With the structure cloaked and the geometry broken, the final vulnerability is you. You are a living heat engine inside a cold box. This is where thermal discipline becomes paramount. You can build the perfect bunker, but if you breathe carelessly, you are dead. Every breath you exhale is a plume of hot, moist air rising into the cold sky, a beacon that is brilliantly visible to a thermal sensor from miles away. You must manage this signature. Do not let your breath vent directly upwards. The filter method. The simplest field expedient is breathing through a dense filter, like a thick wool scarf or a shemar folded multiple times. The fabric acts as a heat exchanger, capturing the warmth and moisture from your lungs and dispersing it over a larger surface area to cool before it enters the open air. The mouse hole vent, advanced. For a static position, you need a mouse hole vent. Dig a small, concealed tunnel leading from your living space out into the base of a thick bush or a pile of loose, dry leaves. Do not vent into the open air. By venting into brush, your warm breath doesn't rise in a concentrated column. Instead, it diffuses slowly through the thousands of air pockets between the leaves and branches. The thermal signature is broken up and dissipated harmlessly at ground level, completely masked from overhead surveillance. Active deception, hacking the drone's logic. We have built the shield, but to truly win, we need to fool the mind behind the machine. In modern warfare, invisibility is not enough. You must mislead. This brings us to active deception. Most people think of camouflage as hiding. I want you to think of it as target displacement. We are going to create decoy heat sources to exploit the drone's AI logic. The method is simple: a small candle, a chemical hand warmer, or even a can of heated rocks placed under an overturned tin can. But the placement is the secret. Do not just place one random heat source. The false squad tactic. Position 3 decoys in a loose triangle formation, approximately 50 to 100 yards away from your actual location. Why a triangle? Because nature rarely creates heat sources in geometric patterns. To an automated drone system tasked with investigating thermal anomalies, this pattern looks suspicious. It mimics a small encampment or a group of soldiers. These are irresistible targets. They present clear, high-contrast heat sources. While the drone pilot or the AI diverts its attention and sensors to investigate these false positives and verify the targets, your actual shelter, which is colder, irregular, and diffuse, is ignored. It slips into the background noise. You are hacking the OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, act of the operator, forcing them to focus exactly where you are not. Conclusion: becoming the ghost. Let's recap the keys to the ghost shelter. Internal reflection. Use Mylar facing inward to cage your radiation. The thermal break. Maintain a strict 6-inch dead air gap to stop conduction. The cold roof. Use a massive thermal sponge of earth to equalize temperature. Shape discipline. Engineer chaos to break geometric patterns. Active deception. Use decoys to control the enemy's attention. Mastering these layers of physics and discipline is the only way to stop being a target and start becoming a ghost. The technology above us is evolving. but the laws of physics remain constant. If you master the physics, you defeat the tech. If you learned something valuable from this briefing, drop a comment below. What is the next threat you want to disappear from? Scent tracking dogs, seismic sensors, or satellite surveillance? Your answer decides our next mission. Stay hidden.